Hi, this is D from the future. I just wanted to let you know that in this episode, I actually don't show up for a little bit because my mic wasn't working.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Talkies. 4 filmmakers talking about movies. I'm Kenny.
I'm D.
I'm Taylor.
And I'm Maddie.
Yes, and hey, welcome back, Maddie.
Welcome back, Maddie.
Hey, thanks.
All right.
Recurring guest.
Yeah, recurring
Two
guest.
for two.
It's beautiful.
Wow, you're beautiful.
4 filmmakers.
Thank you.
I like the illustration.
4 filmmakers. It does sound better.
It does.
Yeah. Well, sick. Today, man, I'm still like having like post off awesome movie orgasms.
I am too.
Still coursing through my body. We watched Sorcerer.
Yes.
Who wants to give us a little background on this movie?
From the people who watched it.
I guess I can give a little background.
Yeah.
Is that it's a 1977 thriller adventure film directed by William Friedkin of The French Connection and Exorcist fame, starring that guy from Jaws.
That guy from Jaws. Yeah.
And it's kind of like known as kind of an underrated, overlooked movie.
Yeah.
I believe it bombed when it came out.
It's too bad.
No one really
That's crazy.
watched it.
Yeah.
And it kind of had a critical reevaluation later, like decades later, kind of deal.
I wonder when this came out. Like, what it was battling against.
Oh yeah, 77. That would be like Star Wars, wouldn't it?
You could tell they weren't confident in the movie from the trailer. The
yeah.
The trailer spends the first 10 seconds just showing the words "The French Connection"
Yeah.
on the screen.
Like, hey,
And
remember?
they go, "From the person who made the French Connection."
Oh no.
And then it's just show all the biggest explosions.
Well, this movie definitely is kind of like not traditional in a way. Like the way it unfolds and all that is pretty different, I feel like.
Yeah, it's not really Save the Cat.
Yeah, not quite. It's very straightforward, but it also like requires you to like pay attention from the very beginning and be okay with like not knowing what's going on right away.
It came together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't really look away at
Yeah.
any point. You kind of have to follow or like be thinking.
Yeah.
You can't be unconscious.
Yeah, it's a very visual movie.
All right, before we dive too deep, we got to do our hot takes. This is like freaking blew my mind. Like, it's so refreshing to know that there's still iconic and awesome movies that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of makes me feel alive. I'm like, what else?
Yeah, what else
is out there? Yeah, so cool.
Yeah, same. It's like candy. It's like you can trust that you're going to have a good time. And you also kind of hate the filmmaker for making you like on edge the whole time. But you love it as well. I love it. It's
Ratings over there.
absolutely. Yeah.
Candy ratings.
Candy ratings.
I love this movie. I loved it the first time I saw it, which was pretty long time ago now, I guess. And
How long ago did you watch it?
I saw it in 2015, 16, 15.
Yeah.
It was we were in Australia.
Yeah,
Me and Kenny were
2015.
in Australia.
Nice.
I watched it on my laptop.
Nice.
Ooh, how does it compare to like a television?
The screen was close to my face, so it was a pretty good experience. I liked it. It was fun. This is a very thrilling movie.
Yeah, they did stuff I like still can't figure out how they pulled off. Specifically the bridge. I mean, the
That's
bridge
just dangerous.
scene- they do the bridge scene twice. That's what's so crazy about
Yeah.
it. They do it 2 times. And yeah, it looked extremely dangerous and difficult to shoot. Like, I don't know. Is there BTS of any of this movie?
I hope
Probably
so. I
not.
haven't looked into it.
I haven't either.
Like,
When you
Wow.
when you look at it, it's like there's no other way they could have really done it without actually just doing it.
Yeah.
yeah, there's no trickery that I can see here. Other than, I mean, I'm sure they have a specially rigged bridge. But they literally have a truck on a bridge with
still a
people
bridge.
on it that is tipping around. And
Yeah, with the weight of the truck, it really is like
Yeah.
tilting like that. I wonder, like, how could they have done that without like at least flipping one truck into
Yeah.
the river?
Yeah.
Can we start with camera stuff?
camera stuff.
I adore how this movie's shot.
Yeah, me too.
I know it's like a dated kind of style with all the zooms, but
Right.
it really, I don't know. I feel like the modern sentiment is to make the camera operator invisible. And
Yeah.
I very, very much felt the presence of a camera operator, and I liked it.
Yeah, 'cause I felt the same way, actually.
Yeah.
The old mic?
There you go. Oh yeah, that's much better.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, if we didn't hear D for any of that, sorry.
Right. So, like, The Hurt Locker was the movie that came to mind because in The Hurt Locker, they use a camera operator, like, as a character in the movie. Not an actual character, like a location would be a character. And in this movie, it felt similar in that style, but I really enjoyed what they did with, like you said, like the very intentional zooms, those long zooms.
Yeah.
And then some of the stuff like the like underneath the truck, behind the wheel type of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
And
really
all,
like that.
all that stuff did it like with like perfect accentuation to what was happening in the movie. Like the story perfectly accented the story and all the character beats and
Absolutely.
action and reveals and really good visual storytelling
It was excellent visual story,
Yeah.
especially
and good editing.
coming from the movie Death on the Nile, which had just the shit editing, just really bad editing. And it's weird because it's the first time that I walked out of a movie thinking that was really bad editing. Like, I usually don't pay attention to that stuff, but this had immaculate editing, and it was weird going to from black to white.
Well, I wonder if it was the same editor as French Connection, because it's kind of like
See, I haven't
hailed
seen
as
French Connection.
It's sort of hailed as the masterpiece of editing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, this was brilliant, especially that sequence, the delirium sequence at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, William Friedkin has this visual style to like all of his movies that I've seen, at least. Very like kinetic is how I would describe it.
Visceral.
Yeah, visceral.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was
yeah.
visceral. Yeah. Between the car flipping over, the explosions, and the body parts.
Jesus.
Like that. I can't think of another movie that was that intense physically,
Right.
physically intense from that's that old.
That wasn't
Right.
also like a totally like packaged war movie.
Yeah,
Like
maybe
Saving
something on
Private
like a
Ryan.
massive scale.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're talking about something in the 1970s.
Yeah.
Like the squibs still looked dated. Like the squibs looked 70s. The blood
Right.
squibs,
But everything else looked
specifically
immaculate,
But everything
yeah.
else, it just looked like they really blew shit up.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
You
they
know?
must have.
I think so
Yeah.
too.
Shit. I was just wondering, how did they do that oil rig
I have
explosion?
no clue.
And the burning oil rig,
yeah.
the Inferno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
And
that's
the
real.
aerial shots
That
of
was
like
real.
driving and
It was
seeing it.
hundreds of feet high.
Yeah.
That was
Forget
real.
there will be
Legit,
blood.
too.
Jeez.
Or the night shot of like when he's finally getting to the place.
Yeah.
And it's nighttime and there's still the
Oh,
oil
and they
going up
still-
in the
yeah, I
air.
didn't
How
even
do they do
notice
that too?
Holy crap.
I don't know.
Did they just literally have an oil geyser?
They
like
just
this?
They
lit,
must have.
they just
Blood on
lit an
fire.
oil well on fire.
Jeez.
Man.
That look, yeah,
Jesus.
it reminded me of why I said it during the movie. What's the movie? My Hard Work.
there will be blood.
Oh.
Yeah. For
Obviously, there's
listeners,
aardvarks.
no,
It makes no
there's
sense.
no aardvark in that movie. But
But it was interesting because that movie has an explosion, and it was great. But this one has like several of those.
yeah,
Of those types of explosion.
Yeah.
the terrorist attack at the oil dig site was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
There was a lot of explosions too, even in the beginning of the movie with the Israel-Palestine.
Yeah, the
Right.
bomb.
Yeah.
That was kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, there was
the car
so many
crash was kind of
moments
out of nowhere.
where I
A
was
lot
like,
of
"Oh
surprise.
shit!"
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it really got me.
They really do
Absolutely.
a great job of keeping you on the edge of your seat.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
legit. Like a lot of movies are thrillers, but they're, not like really thrilling. But this
Yeah.
movie's actually thrilling.
It's
So you-
terrifying.
Yeah.
You know how frustrated I get with movies I can predict,
Uh-huh.
right? And I tend to be, I'll just toot my own horn here, pretty good at predicting,
Honk, honk.
especially bad movies. And I was afraid we were going down that lane at the beginning of the film when the French guy's talking to his business partner and says, "Hey, you have to call him again." And he turns around and walks to his car. I'm like, "Oh, he's gonna go shoot himself." and he shot himself.
You
and
guessed that?
I knew it right away.
Cool.
Yeah.
Honk, honk.
I'm telling you, I'm good at this.
Yeah, right.
And so I'm like, it's going to be a predictable movie. But it wasn't. That was the only thing
Yeah,
that I
was
predicted.
only like halfway through
In the-
part 1 of 3.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Yeah.
like a 3-section.
It very much is a 3-part movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like almost 3 different worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how the movie opens because it's like you just get dropped in.
Yeah.
You're just like, well, why are we here?
Yeah.
And then it sets up a whole character. And then when that character is like set up, and they're like, okay, let's go
Next.
to, let's go
Let's
to
move on.
Paris.
Yeah, and
Like,
in all
what
of
are
them,
we doing in Paris?
In all of them, the character is developed by just watching them in a horrific crime.
Yeah, like some shit goes down in their life.
Because that's
Where-
all you needed to know. Was
Yeah, exactly.
That they were involved in something terrible.
They were
It was
dirty.
like
and had to run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
purely
Yeah.
to explain why these characters would be in this situation together that would lead them to being drivers.
Right.
Which is
in
so
this
cool.
scenario.
Like,
It is
the
cool.
storytelling part, like, I feel like the whole film, what I loved about it was that, like, even in the beginning in the shot of the bride, she has a black eye, and it, like, doesn't talk about it at all, but it zooms in on her black eye. Like, and it alludes to more,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
social consciousness
Yeah.
kind of
This
thing.
is a mafia church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when the oil
Right.
happens and there's that explosion, there's a solid 3, 4, 5 minutes of like chaos of the people who are seeing their burned family
Yeah.
members. And
That
it
scene
spends
was
time on that.
freaking amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And totally separate from the other part of the story.
Yeah.
But because it's included, there's like a lot implied there.
Those,
it's really awesome.
Those sort of chaos scenes like that, I feel like most people don't grasp how hard it is to direct something
Jesus.
like
Yeah,
that.
we talked
Yeah.
about that during Kubrick's freaking army.
Friggin' army.
Which one?
That's what it was called. Kubrick's freaking army.
Paths of Glory.
Paths of Glory. No,
Yeah.
not Paths of Glory. The other one.
Oh, the one
Full Metal
with
Jacket?
Full Metal Jacket. Thank
Okay,
you.
yeah.
See, you guys are my memory.
Thank you.
But yeah, where Kubrick directs like fields of people, just
Yeah.
a ton of
Barry
people.
Lyndon.
Yeah, and Barry
Yeah,
Lyndon, the same
one of them.
way.
Yeah, yeah.
Dunkirk.
Yes.
Dunkirk has that too.
Yeah.
Also by
but-
Kubrick.
Hell yeah.
Specifically, the moment where I was like, "Ooh, there's a good director right now," was when you have mass chaos and everyone is just like on the verge of tearing these people apart, and then they pull back a tarp and they see the charred body,
Yeah.
and everyone goes silent,
Right.
and then they very cooperatively carry the bodies out and then go back to chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm just like, you cannot wing it through this kind of shit. Like,
Yeah.
that is a strong director.
And editor putting that sequence together
Yeah.
where you
Yeah.
follow what's going
That's
on
true.
without
Absolutely.
any dialogue. It's
Yeah.
more visual storytelling,
Yes.
and the editor allows that to shine.
That
Absolutely.
sequence had so much coverage.
Yeah.
Tons
Like,
of
I'm like, how
coverage.
many cameras are
Oh.
here?
Definitely. And like, oh, you know, that just, yeah, that makes sense. I was just wondering about some of the film stock in here looked cheap, where it was like really noisy and really green in
Sure.
some areas. There was even some vignetting on the, on
I saw
the
it.
edges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you pointed it out, I was
Yeah.
looking for it.
Yeah, me too.
But,
It was like the vibrancy shifted throughout.
Yeah.
yeah. And some of the focus was soft, but
It's my favorite.
but knowing that they had maybe 8 or 9 cameras running all at
Makes
once,
sense.
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Yeah. That's really interesting.
They were really clever with the editing. Like,
Hella.
every shot felt like it mattered
Absolutely.
and moved the story
and
to
conscious.
And moved it forward.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
Even
directing too.
very deliberate.
Even like
Yeah.
big,
Yeah.
like flamboyant shots, like the one in Paris. They're in the park and there's schoolgirls walking towards the camera.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's
The
the
camera
craziest shot ever.
follows them and goes across the street and up to the window and zooms in and stays in perfect focus.
Yep.
Right.
It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was all to tell us we're in Paris now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what
Right.
that meant. We're in a nice part of Paris.
And-
We're not in crazy Middle East anymore, you know?
And ominous.
Yeah.
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 Huh. You can like even there, he's thinking.
Yeah.
And he's in trouble.
Yeah, this is a guy who's got some problems.
Yeah.
Big
Kind
problems.
Yeah.
of keeps the pace going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's interesting too because some of the sequences last for so long, but they don't feel like they last for so long. Like
Yeah.
the bridge scene.
Yeah.
That scene lasts for fucking ever.
Yeah.
But it's so
Twice.
twice. But every cut, it cuts to the, he falls under the bridge and goes underwater and it's silent. And then,
That's
you
the
see the
best.
blurry
That's
through the
That was a
windshield.
great cut.
Right?
I
Like
forgot
every
about-
single,
Yeah.
and it lasts
Yeah.
like 10 minutes of the film.
Yeah.
But every choice is.
That's craziness.
That
man.
like 5 seconds of silence, or it might have been like 2 seconds
like
of
2
silence.
seconds.
That was crazy.
Was so great.
I love that.
Yeah.
That blew my mind.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that when I first watched it.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
think I did either.
Yeah.
I thought of Kubrick and Coppola a lot in this.
Coppola,
Yeah.
I could see.
I could feel like that same level of dedication to detail.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Kubrick would probably love this movie if he hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
He's dead. Kubrick.
What?
Kubrick?
Oh,
I wasn't ready for that shock. Jeez, man.
Kubrick
soon,
passed
too soon.
away.
You just dropped that on me like that. It's one
I
of my
hope,
heroes.
I hope he saw this movie.
I'm gonna,
I bet he would like it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess he was alive
probably.
during it,
yeah.
He probably watched it.
He probably did.
Yeah.
Kubrick watched movies.
Did he?
I don't think
Yeah.
Kubrick watches movies.
No?
He doesn't still watch movies.
Oh,
he's dead.
right. He's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope he gets a chance to see this.
You know who else is dead?
Who?
I don't know. A lot of people.
Oh, shit.
They
Wow.
probably haven't
Are
seen
you
it either.
serious?
I'm serious.
I think people died in the making of this movie.
I don't know
That's
how they couldn't
definitely-
have.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes me sort of cringe about films like this, and it's the kind of thing that can't happen anymore
Yeah.
Yeah.
unless you are Mel Gibson. You can,
no.
you can pull that stuff off. Because remember, we had
Yeah,
this
I was wondering
discussion
about
when we covered Apocalypto.
Yeah.
Because it just looked so clear that there was an exploitation of a native group going on. And they did like some really like kind of violent things with these people. And yeah, I would assume there's a lot of unpaid extras in this movie.
Oh, yeah. Must
And
be, yeah.
and
Unnamed.
yeah,
extras.
yes,
Absolutely.
yes. Which it's really questionable ethically. Werner Herzog's gotten in all kinds of trouble for his earlier movies where people died on set doing
Jeez.
and native people, come be in my movie and you get food and shit like that.
Man.
Yeah.
Come pretend to be an Eskimo kind of thing.
That's what I'm saying. If
Yeah.
this movie was made again, it would all be shot in like British Columbia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound stages everywhere.
Yeah.
And tons of sound stages, which
it
is
wouldn't be-
actually good and safe.
Yeah.
But
Right.
But it wouldn't be
You do.
thrilling. Honestly, it wouldn't be
Well, it wouldn't have
thrilling.
the same authenticity.
No.
That's like the gross trade-off that is just true.
Maybe
Like
that's the thing that Kubrick was after with a lot of his shoots.
Yeah.
Because we always talked about how he would just literally remake some of the things that he wanted or just shoot stuff a very specific way. Maybe he was
Right.
trying to get that authenticity.
see, but
Well, yeah.
Kubrick, he had the clout to just recreate a freaking
City.
war zone or a
Yeah.
city.
Yeah, he could just make it happen. He didn't
Yeah.
need to exploit people.
I mean, but when I saw Full Metal Jacket, what I assumed was, they went to these places and just shot in the ruins in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And only later I found that he
Oh, yeah. He built that whole
fucking
thing.
built this in
Yeah.
England.
Yeah, the whole movie was
The
shot in
whole
England.
movie. He brought in the palm trees and all he blew up buildings,
Yeah.
basically.
That Vietnam
Yeah.
scene was pretty
Crazy.
insane. It's crazy.
That is
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Watching this movie and seeing how the characters are by the end of it,
Yeah.
they're all disheveled and delirious.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, you're on location shooting this movie. You don't have to act at that
Right.
point. Like
Serious.
probably going through the rigor of
They're
that
probably
shoot.
all going insane.
Yeah, like that shoot is not easy, and it's like just as not easy as what they're doing in the movie.
It's funny. That reminds me of Stalker, like at the end of Stalker, where they all just like, they're all tired.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just like, this would be great if this was the last shot that they did. Here, just sit over there and just like, look like you're just fed up. That like, yeah, we are. So,
What I really want to know about this movie is how much because that whole like 4 anos mas, like 4 more years and that guy,
Oh,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
political thing of it, it made it feel like, and I hope it's true, but it made it feel kind of like that was supposed to be the theme, like all these
yeah.
criminals
Yeah.
are doing this shit. And when they do the shit, which maybe they shouldn't, go and blow up the thing. Like the guy says, the very end is like, would have been another 6 months. That's it. Like
Yeah.
6 months of super exploitative labor. And then he dies anyway. Like
His past
yeah,
conduct,
yeah.
I feel like that's the whole movie.
most
is
def,
like
I think that's what they were trying to do. Like,
it's yeah,
This is yet again a nihilist movie.
it's our favorite, a little bit.
shoot, you were saying something about symbolism. was just
The 4 more years.
forgot what it was. Yeah, that I had.
Well, I like the question that you said, like, why are we here? Why am I here? How did I get here? That's kind of the question the movie asks, is like, what are we doing there? You
Right.
know?
What's the ultimate objective is
Mm-hmm.
we're going to shut down that. I guess we're just going to turn off the fire.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's about trying to escape a desperate situation. They all
Yeah.
wanted out of where they were.
It's a man versus nature story.
Yeah.
But also
Also man versus
man
self.
versus man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yourself,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of both.
I love that just as I started to join team truck number 2,
Yeah. Yeah.
wasn't expecting
You were-
that at all.
You
Yeah.
were just starting to join them at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the name of the movie. They're
I
kind
know.
of-
Their truck is the name of the
Oh, the
movie.
Sorcerer?
Their truck
yeah,
was
and
called
they're the ones
Sorcerer.
that exploded.
Wow,
That kind of makes me think.
It actually
you know,
crossed my mind earlier. I'm like,
that's cool.
clearly Jaws dude is the main character.
but we don't like him.
But these guys are in the one called Sorcerer. And that's what I messed with me. I'm like, does that mean they're going to be the significant?
Yeah.
I thought,
The real plot armor.
I thought,
False plot armor.
and it was
Yeah,
false.
yeah.
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 That's cool.
And the fact
Right?
that they had a really, really dangerous explosion from the tree first, and where
Yeah.
there was a lot of really close, intense.
Ah.
And
Yep.
they're like, oh, someone's gonna die, and they didn't.
Very
Yeah, like,
careful.
Okay,
Yeah.
I guess we do have plot armor.
Yep.
And it was like,
A flat tire.
Yeah.
so mundane.
Out of their control.
Out of their control.
Yeah.
Very mundane.
And they kind of were the ones that had a redemption arc because they worked
did.
together in the end.
Yeah,
That's what I
Finally.
mean.
right.
They kind of
Yeah.
be like humanity started to show. That's of the 4. That's
Yeah.
the only time one of them was like, "Tell me about your personal life.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just a comment.
Who are
too.
you as a real person?"
Yeah.
Totally. And I think about my family. I think about my wife.
Yeah.
Like there's a little bit of humanity there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the point when they explode that all morality ceases to exist. That's when he starts to go insane.
That's that nihilism you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that part. It's so when you were talking about how you predict movies, whenever someone has like that close heart to heart situation, you're like, oh, something's gonna go wrong.
Yes.
Right.
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
It's the absolute worst at that.
Yeah.
Just dedicate a whole scene.
They
to
would
one person.
they would broadcast that who's going to die by giving them sentimentality.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You start hearing the sad music
Something
and you're like,
special
oh, well.
happens to them. They do something extra heroic. You learn that they have a sick mother they're trying to feed. That
Yep.
person's dead. Like
Yep.
it just no. That's the only trick they know
Yeah.
on that show. For me, again, the hand of a master here. One of the other predictable parts for me was that the original 4th member of their team getting murdered.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Right? Just
Yeah, yeah.
because when they said, "Oh, this guy's chosen to be the 4th," and it wasn't the hat and glasses murdery guy,
Yeah.
I was like, "That's not going to happen." Like, the
story didn't set that up.
Yeah, the story did not set that up. This guy has 0 plot armor, so it was obvious that guy was going down.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so again, I'm like, we got a predictable movie here. And then they blew up the 2 good guys. So, I'm like, no.
And him, he gets shot and dies too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Stakes.
Yes.
Yeah. When one of the worst movies I think we've seen. I don't know if you've seen it, Maddie. The new Tomb Raider.
No, I haven't.
No. It
Oh.
has.
With what's her face, the hot chick.
Yeah.
She is.
I have
the
seen
hot
that.
chick.
Yes.
From Ex Machina.
You're like, oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, I have actually. Yeah, it was not memorable.
Oh, you saw the Tomb Raider.
The movie's not memorable.
So
Yeah, that movie
Laura
sucks.
Croft is memorable.
It's very memorable.
Yeah, everyone
yes,
loves
indeed.
Laura Croft.
Yeah.
what
yeah.
we talked about in that movie was it was like expertly crafted, but really boring. Really boring to watch. And it's because every scene that they did was a Tomb Raider Uncharted, action scene
Yeah.
where someone is dangling off a cliff and you're like, okay, well, Laura's not going to die, or Laura's
Yeah.
not going to die.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
There
There's
were no
no
real
stakes.
stakes.
Yeah.
There's
True.
no.
Yeah.
There's not a second you believe that she could be hurt.
yeah.
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 They-
Yeah.
They have a giant shipwreck.
Yeah.
This in crazy, she's underwater. There's boats over them. And you're like,
Yeah.
who
So
gives a
that's what
fuck?
was so
Yeah.
refreshing about, sorry to say it, Game of Thrones.
Right.
Early on.
Yeah.
Early on,
First
yeah.
5
Yeah.
seasons.
Pre-death.
4 or 5
Yeah.
seasons.
Yeah, 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Pre Dan and Dave.
5 good
Yeah.
seasons
Yeah.
where there were real stakes, you know?
Yeah.
Like you just didn't know who would be offed and it gave you heart attacks. right? It's
Yeah.
like, do you
Yeah.
remember that? Remember how awesome that felt?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
begging the TV not to kill your favorite.
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
Like I didn't feel like anyone was safe on that show.
Yeah, and so on here, it was really crazy to me that they're doing these really dangerous scenes, like the bridge scene, and I'm sitting there like,
Will they? Won't they? Yeah.
I thought the Palestinian dude was going to get run
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
on the bridge.
Yeah.
I definitely
Yeah.
thought he was going to die that way. Yeah, several moments.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, my jaw is going to be sore tomorrow from like clenching.
clenching.
Like, oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've seen it before.
I have seen it before.
Yeah. Still works, huh?
Still
It's
works.
got its magic.
Yeah.
That's good.
Although I was also kind of listening, like waiting at the French Palestinian scene. I was like waiting for the drop. I was like, oh, it's gonna happen. They're
Yeah.
not ready for it.
I wasn't. I wasn't at all.
That's what I kept thinking too. I was like,
Me
man,
too.
wait until
Wait.
they see the
That was
trucks
such a
and the
Yes.
dynamite and
Yeah.
all that
That was
stuff.
absolutely.
I kept wanting to be like, now look.
Yeah.
That was a delightful surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them blowing up.
Yeah.
There was times in here where I would take out my phone and I was like looking up the production things. I was curious about some Wikipedia stuff.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't bring myself to look at my phone.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a good movie.
That
man.
is
Yeah.
a good movie.
That is a very good movie.
That is a good movie.
The couple
Yeah.
times that I looked down, I felt like I missed something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also really had to pee. And I think in virtually any other movie, we watched this in our office. We have a pause button. Like I could have
Yeah.
said,
You said no.
I
Yeah.
literally could have said stop the movie at any time, but I couldn't bring myself
Yeah.
to do that.
Totally.
We went to the bathroom and paused several times during Matrix Revolutions.
We were looking for every opportunity to get out of that viewing experience.
Past the taco sauce. And,
No.
Yeah.
Almost as good as Spy Kids 3D. Game over.
Almost. I wouldn't go
That
that, far.
was, that was riveting. That was a riveting one.
I'll tell you what, I did not regret that viewing whatsoever.
I never do.
I never regret watching movies.
I was
do.
thinking
Often.
about that.
I also do.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was thinking about that statement, your cigarette statement. That
Yes.
was hilarious. The statement you said you never regret watching a movie. When I was in watching that one Death on the Nile,
You regretted watching that?
I didn't
Oh,
because the editing was so spectacularly bad.
yeah.
It was really interesting.
Yeah.
I was watching I don't want to talk about that movie, but
We should go
there
see
was
it
keys,
covered on
dude. There-
Talkies.
you can see the fucking key lines on there.
Ew.
Yeah. Anyway. Anyway.
You do
Not-
learn a lot from bad editing, almost as much as you do from good editing.
You can, well,
Yeah.
which is why. See, we should cover Death on the Nile, and we should cover what is Suicide Squad, the first one.
Still haven't seen it.
Christ,
Yeah.
That movie sucks.
No,
Yeah, the Suicide Squad, by the way, is pretty good.
I don't want to do that.
It's just like, no.
I really
Don't you want to see some
No.
bad movies, man?
No. So
I'll see
Ambulance is coming out.
Sharknado. That
the,
kind of shit I'm down
That's
for.
funny.
in the earlier days of the talkies, we decided to go see a movie in the theater every single week, no matter what was out.
Yeah.
And so we were subjected to all kinds of movies.
We watched
Yeah.
The Boy too.
Jesus Christ.
And we saw it was more bad movies than good by far.
Easy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And it started to make me not like the talkies.
It got really unenjoyable.
Real quick.
Like genuinely,
Yeah.
like not enjoyable.
Like, here's another 10-minute just rant about the hour we wasted of our lives. But this
When
is
it-
like 2 hours.
Yeah.
It felt like 10 minutes.
Like when it's one epically bad movie out of 10, then it's really fun.
Yeah.
It's really fun to trash, just dish on why a movie was so awful.
When it's the
That is
outlier.
fun. But yeah, when it's the outlier, not when it's every week.
Yeah.
Fair.
I still don't regret watching any of those movies.
I do.
To be fair, there were. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Memory's gone. Jeez, I'm old.
Yeah, there were a lot of those.
To be fair,
I'm trying to help you spur. I'm like,
That's why I don't
fair,
regret, because you
there
know
were-
if it's bad, it just leaves my brain.
Oh, to be fair, all the we stopped watching Coen Bros movies
Oh yeah,
Oh.
because they got repetitive.
because
Yeah.
it was repetitive because they were so good all the time.
yeah. See, that's probably
And they were good
actually
for
it.
the same reasons every time.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were saying the same stuff
But bad
every
movies
movie.
are always bad for different
the-
reasons. So.
Yeah.
There you go.
So fuck the Coen Brothers. All about bad movies.
Thank you. That's my point. Thank you.
Yeah, it's funny. We didn't even get to some of my favorite Coen Brother movies.
Yeah,
said
that's,
that,
yeah.
I
We
just
didn't
watched,
even
We
get
should
there.
have
We're
just selectively.
I
done
rewatched
some.
Hell Caesar. And I was like, I love this movie. What the
That's
hell?
a cool movie.
That is
Maybe
fun.
we should do some more
No.
Coen. Okay.
It's boring.
Yeah, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, good script writing.
I know. We said the same stuff for like 5 weeks in a row. So it started killing us.
Antebellum was kind of refreshing.
Because
Yeah.
it was awful.
And,
it was
but that
awful.
was like the one-off awful, like
Yeah.
you were describing.
Yeah.
The outlier.
Anyway.
Actually, you
I
know why
always-
Antebellum was interesting is that we went into it thinking it would be good.
We did think it was
that's
going to
true.
be. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, it had a
that's
cool
almost
trailer.
more interesting. Like Ad Astra and
Ad Astra was
High
pretty
Life.
good, as much as
High
we
Life.
didn't like it. Yeah.
those movies sucked but looked great.
Yeah.
Controversial.
That's controversial. We're just Marvel.
Yeah.
We're
Hey,
Marvel
hey,
people.
We're
hey,
polarizing.
cinephiles, Ad Astra sucked.
Damn.
Take that.
Damn.
I hated that movie.
Damn.
And Stalker was good. What?
Stalker is very good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Shit.
guess it was. Yeah.
So now we just won the cinephiles back.
Well, what more could we
What
say
does this mean?
about this movie, Sorcerer?
Well, I've got a question.
Okay.
If you could
No.
eat a pizza,
If
what kind of pizza would you eat?
Just right now, barbecue,
Yeah,
barbecue
just any
chicken.
barbecue
every
chicken,
time.
great, every
Always
time.
good.
Always
Barbecue
good.
chicken.
Oh,
Yeah.
different idea.
Barbecue
Okay, if this
chicken.
movie was a
Barbecue
pizza,
chicken.
Yeah.
if this movie was a pizza, what kind of pizza would it be?
Barbecue
Oh,
chicken.
what?
Wow, how
It's not barbecue
nuanced.
What does that mean, D?
Well, okay. Imagine the movie. Okay, everything that happened in it. Condense that into a pizza.
Beautiful.
So you like a pizza as metaphor
Yes.
for how you felt about the movie.
how you felt about the movie.
emotionally.
Emotionally.
So the emotions that you get from eating
Or a pun.
as
Or is it a one-to-one
parallel.
equate?
Or a pun.
It's a really fucking weird idea, man. Where do you get
It
this
is.
shit?
I don't know. It could be,
I don't
over
like
100
pizza.
episodes of Talkies. That's probably what it is.
Over 100?
Are we at that now?
Holy
I have no
shit.
idea. I imagine that's what we are.
No,
Probably.
man, we are.
We're probably well over
We
it
counted
now.
once. We're past 100.
You've seen 100 movies?
Oh, we've seen more than 100 movies.
That's pretty good.
There's
Imagine if you count the short films.
yeah, the short films. Oof.
Oh, true.
We
Yeah.
watched hundreds of
We
short
watched it,
films.
literally hundreds. Anyway, pizza.
Okay. I'll play your little game, D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hear Maddie's first.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Well, my
Caught you
first
off
thought
guard.
was it has to include sweat on the
Well,
pizza.
most definitely.
So it's very
That
greasy
doesn't
pizza.
sound good.
No. Well,
Kind of salty though.
yeah, salty.
All
Yeah.
right.
So
this-
probably I mean, there's like there's nitroglycerin also on the pizza.
Jesus.
It's just
that
dangerous.
you have to eat super slowly
And carefully.
and carefully.
But
and
you're
so
put on a rope bridge.
yes.
Okay.
And so really the sweat on the pizza is your own sweat
Oh,
because
yeah.
you're terrified as you eat this pizza.
Oh, but you're seasoning it
But so you're seasoning
as
it.
you're eating. Wow.
But is it good?
That's the question, isn't it? Should we be eating this
Sounds
pizza?
like a very dangerous pizza.
It was probably very
You know?
thrilling to eat.
It was. I was alive. You know
Yeah,
what I
it made
mean?
you feel.
I
was never more alive.
I was right before death. Just questioning: do I want to die? Do I want? But
Do I want to die?
that's the question. How did I get here with this pizza with nitroglycerin? That's the movie, right?
All right.
Makes
that
sense.
makes sense.
It's
That
deep.
makes
If you
absolute
think
deep
about it.
sense.
Or actually, if you don't think about it,
I'm
it's
gonna.
deep.
Oh, don't think about it.
Don't think about
I
it.
was
Just
gonna
trust
think
that-
about it.
Don't. I don't recommend thinking
Okay,
about it.
I'll leave it alone then.
Or eating pizza with nitroglycerin.
I don't think you would. I don't think that's healthy.
I think it would kill you. I think.
Isn't a little nitroglycerin good for your heart?
It actually is.
Yeah, it gets the blood
What's the
pumping.
name?
It's-
Nacho's dad from Breaking Bad.
Also, it was
Breaking
in.
Bad.
Yeah, from
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul.
Actually,
He takes nitroglycerin pills.
that's actually in the devil possession movie.
Exorcist?
Exorcist. The
Oh.
old priest takes nitroglycerin pills.
Oh my
'Cause of
god.
the
That's a
what
real
if it's in the same
thing?
universe?
It's a reference.
It's the same.
Oh
It's the same
my
universe.
God.
It's a reference.
It's a
The
throwback.
Friedkin cinematic universe.
Wow.
Holy
Wow.
Actually, I mean, French Connection very much felt like it took place in the same world as this one.
I'd say he's got a trinity, you know, Sorcerer, French Connection,
These
and
are
The
his three
Exorcist.
best.
Wow.
I looked at his whole list of movies, and
Yeah.
this is definitely his three best films.
And they all kind of they're all very different, but they also still feel the same. It's like they were all directed by the same person.
yeah,
Gritty.
That's
we're
weird.
only in one pizza rating, guys. Come on.
Oh, damn.
I thought it was pretty
I
good.
can't go next,
Is
though.
it Kenny next?
You can't go next? I'll go next.
Let's do Kenny next.
Sure. Okay, so it's dinner time, and you're hungry. You're hankering for a little bit of pizza. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, you got all the usuals, and I'm like, oh, brick oven. You know, there's my favorite little brick oven place down on the corner, and that's when D says, "Did you hear about the one in the back alley?" And I'm like,
Back
what?
alley pizza.
What are you talking about? And
Where is
you're
this
like,
gonna go?
no. There's this little pizzeria in the back alley back there. You just never knew it was there. And so I go into this dark alley. It's kind of dangerous and scary and sketchy, but it's the best pizza I could have hoped for. Better than the place I've been going to every day. You know?
Wow. So but it's dark and scary when you go over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had no idea it was there. Yeah, like I wouldn't even have thought to try this place.
So what kind of pizza is
But
it?
it turns out it was great. The actual kind of the pizza is not consequential to this. That doesn't matter. It's the experience that matters. The point is that it was very good, and I was completely unaware that the potentiality for this sort of pizza experience was even possible until just a few
Wow.
minutes before.
And the fear
amazing.
made it better.
And
is what
it
you're
was
saying.
seasoned by my own fear.
That's
wow.
amazing. And you're
there
sweating.
you go.
Yeah, I don't sweat very much, so
I sweat
not
a
really.
lot.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome. Okay.
Damn.
I got it.
Good one.
I got,
Nice
I got
job.
it. This pizza is where someone who's never heard of pepperonis before.
Okay.
Just
What?
never heard of pepperonis. Yeah. But they've been eating pizza all their life.
That seems very unlikely.
It happened.
Okay.
It happened. This person happened. And then,
Are you serious?
yeah, then someone comes along, Taylor comes along, and he's like, hey, you want a pepperoni pizza? I'm like, you're, what? He goes, pepperoni pizza. I'm like, the fuck's pepperoni? And then you just order it. You're just like, you got to try this, man. And so I eat it and just like, holy shit. Like, this is pizza? This is what pizza's supposed to be? Yeah, that's what it is.
That's good.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Wow. That
That's
almost
good.
brought
I
a
like
tear
that.
to my eye.
Because that is kind of what this is
Very
like.
poetic.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
was.
Thank you.
Because it is like, because pepperoni pizza really is like next level pizza. And like if all you knew was cheese
Yeah.
and then you eat a pepperoni pizza, you'd be like, I had no idea it could get better.
Exactly.
Exponential.
Like you've had
Yep.
it maybe with some bell pepper. You've had it maybe with some olives.
Oh my God.
But never the saltiness
Pepperoni.
Jeez.
and spiciness of a pepperoni.
If that's all you'd had as toppings is olives and peppers,
That's weird.
yeah,
rough, man.
pepperoni would be a big upgrade.
It would be.
Yeah.
The good ones that
Yeah.
are like kind of
See
turn
the
up on the
curved ones on the end?
sides.
Yeah.
Are you
'Cause they're
serious?
like,
What the hell?
Yeah.
Are you?
The cup
because yeah,
with a little
the
bit
cup-
of grease.
Oh my
because
God.
they're perfectly cooked.
You are
Exactly
our
the
soul
best.
sister.
The
Why?
best pizza.
Because this is literally
This is
what Taylor and all of us say every week.
Really?
Pepperoni,
always
but
mention the-
specifically the cup-shaped
See, this is what
pepperoni.
I'm
with the
saying.
crispy edges.
We make films and we know good pepperoni.
Yes.
All right.
See, that was actually
Amen.
my go-to pizza rating for this movie.
Really?
Yeah, but I was thinking, I was like, I'm not gonna do that because I do that too often for
Virtually
movies like
every
this.
Yeah, dude, branch out.
masterpiece, every masterpiece we watch, he has the same pizza rating.
Yeah, that's like my gold standard, I guess. Like if I give a movie a cup pepperoni pizza with like red pepper flakes and Parmesan
Parmesan
cheese,
cheese.
It's like
that's
passes.
like 5 out of 5.
It's like fail pass.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you get that, it passes.
Yeah, that's like
Okay.
a 10 out of 10 for me, basically.
Okay. So are you
more or
inventing
less.
a new pass rating?
I'm gonna do something. Yes.
Wow.
You're
Okay.
subverting expectations.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I'm
This-
excited.
This is
We're
a
about to get Ryan Johnson.
this is like it's a deep dish Chicago style pizza.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And it's like the best one you can get in Chicago.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And it's adventurous. You know, you feel like you're on an adventure because it's big. It's a big ass borderline soup.
Wow.
yeah,
You know?
but does it hold its shape when you cut a slice?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah,
you know,
God.
That's
and
what
you
I'm
really
talking
gotta.
about.
It's teetering, you know, and
Yeah.
it spills out.
might be
You
Does
know,
it jiggle if you like shake it?
Oh yeah, it jiggles
Oh, yeah.
all
Yeah.
all
That's good
over the
stuff.
place.
You
Yeah.
need to
You
wear
know,
a bib.
yeah, you got to put a bib on, and you really gotta. It's a journey to get through it.
That's a journey.
And it's spicy. I don't know where the
Yes.
spice comes from, but
Ooh.
it is.
Yeah.
Like a pleasant
Yeah,
kind of
it's
kick.
great.
It's the
yeah,
crust.
it's the kick.
It's in the crust.
crust.
Oh, it's
yeah.
got some cornmeal. The cornmeal crust.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The crust is burnt.
Of course.
but in a good way.
That makes
Got
sense.
it. Got
yeah.
it.
You know,
Yeah,
that tracks.
it's not
kind of-
charred,
no.
but you taste the heat, like the
yeah,
fire.
exactly. Like
I
you
got
can
you.
tell it was
Yeah,
like
man.
It's that Maillard.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm imagining the Chicago Mafia also owned this pizza joint.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
that's right.
Wow.
I think
Yes.
I think
I think I
saw
know the
some
place you're
stuff.
talking about.
Technically-
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I've been there.
Technically, it's a subsidiary of the local Catholic parish,
Right, technically.
which is run by the mafia.
Rip.
with
Yeah.
the Israeli army on their payroll.
They're buds.
Yeah,
They're pals.
it happens.
Wow, that's amazing pizza.
Yeah,
It was
that
delicious.
Took me on a journey. I was
And it
right
was really
there.
it's really hot pizza too, so it like burns your mouth.
Oh,
Good.
okay.
Good.
But it's but
It's visceral pizza.
But you're like
Yeah.
a masochist, so you enjoy it.
I
Right.
get that.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
That
Do
is
you
so
also
tailored.
go feeling
Tailored.
like it's a little bit of like you deserve the pain a little
Oh
bit?
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I buy
Oh
that.
yeah.
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 No, like I deserve this. I'm getting this, and this is great. I'm in so much pain right
Yeah.
But
now,
I want it.
but I want it.
yes.
Burn
That's
Jesus.
the best. That is
Longest
the
pizza
best.
rating I've ever heard.
Well, you know, I always love to say at this point in the show, if you are still listening, you are our people.
Absolutely.
Like honestly, if you're still listening, reach out. We want to meet you.
We should have pizza.
Let's get a pizza together.
We had a comment on YouTube. Someone
Oh yeah, someone gave us their pizza rating.
their pizza rating.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it was
We're
awesome.
starting a trend.
It was
Pizza, pizza.
amazing.
Leave your pizza rating down below.
Smash that like button.
Smash the like button.
Remember once?
That was really, I like
so
that.
there was a time when the Talkies was a live stream show.
Right.
We live streamed it on
The many forms
Facebook.
of Talkies.
Yeah, Talkies has changed many times.
It has, yeah.
But my nephew Chance would always tune in,
Mm.
and we did a giveaway once where it was like the first to I forget what
yeah.
it was, but whoever did a thing, we would send a pizza,
Send a pizza to him. Yeah.
I don't. What did he have to do?
I don't remember.
I don't remember what it is, but he won,
Yeah.
and we sent him a
And he
pizza.
got a pizza.
Way to go, Chance.
Maybe we should do something like that.
Freaking
Yeah.
Dario needs to get his pizza, man.
That's right.
That's a different show. I'm
I
sorry.
really tried.
Sorry,
We
yeah.
really tried to make that
Well,
happen. He
broke
never
the
responded.
fourth wall.
That was,
there.
yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
That was
Anyway.
weird.
Kenny, end us.
Okay.
And us.
Let me get my box of liquid nitrogen.
That'll do it.
Really careful.
Nitroglycerin.
Be really
Oh, God.
careful.
Liquid
Be so
nitrogen. I was
careful.
thinking that too,
Liquid
though. I
nitrogen
kept
is
getting that
cold.
mixed up. Yeah.
Yeah, we want nitroglycerin.
Yeah.
Nitroglycerin.
All right, here, Taylor, catch this.
Whoa.
Kaboom. You've been listening to the Talkies. We post episodes whenever the fuck we do an
That is
episode.
correct.
Yep.
On all the places where you hear podcasts. So, follow us and stuff. And if you're still listening, no, seriously, say hi. Say what's up.
What's up?
Peace.
Bye.